Hi everyone and welcome back to a new video on my channel. If you're new here, thank you so much for tuning in and don't forget to press that subscribe button. And if you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back to me. Today is the last day of January, which means that it's time to pick our February TBR, which is one of my favorite things to do. And as usual, I will do that with help from my trusty old TBR jar, which in my case is a little bunny jar. So yeah, I will put my January TBR and the books that I ended up reading in January up on the screen. I did end up reading 8 books, I think, in the month of January, which for me is a very good reading month. But I did not finish my whole TBR, so let's see what we are picking for our TBR today, and let's see how many books I managed to read in the month of February. I think I will just go ahead and pick 6 books as per usual. I will probably not end up reading all of them, and I will try to get my book club book on there as well. But let's see where this video takes us. So let's shake up my little prompt jar. So prompt number 1 for the first book we are reading in the month of February will be Random Letter Generator. Okay, that's actually fun. So I will just get my phone and pull out a random letter generator. Okay, so I've pulled up a random letter generator on just Google, I guess, and we'll go ahead and generate, and then I will try to find a book that either starts with that letter or where the author starts with that letter, I think. So let's see. W. Right. Okay, I will have to go to my shelf. So I actually found Wisteria by Adeline Grace, which would be a really good option, but I will just keep looking. So I did end up finding quite a lot of options, but I've picked out 3 that I'm choosing between. Out of these 3, I already know one that I'm not gonna read, and that is Wild by Kristen Hanna, because I just recently read The Four Winds by her in the month of January, and before that, in the month of December, I read Winter Garden, and I just feel like I need a little break because they are very good, but also very emotionally heavy, and I don't think I feel like that in the month of February. Then, as I mentioned, we do have Wisteria by Adeline Grace, which is a really good option because this would round up the trilogy, and I have really enjoyed this one so far. So that one, or we could do Where the Forest Meets the Stars by Glendy Vandera, which I haven't heard a lot about. This one was like one of the first books I ever bought whenever I first got back into reading again, because this is about Joanna, who battles with breast cancer and who has lost her mother to cancer as well, I think. I don't know a lot more about this, but I did buy this back then because I do have a lot of experience of family members passing away from cancer, so I thought I would probably relate to this one, and I have been wanting to get to it. However, I think if I can choose, I will want to round off a series, especially since I've also been in a very big fantasy mood but haven't been able to read a lot of fantasy. So Wisteria by Adeline Grace is the first book on my February TBR for the prompt Random Letter Generator. So let's see what prompt number 2 will be. 5-star prediction. Okay, that's a good one actually. But what do I feel like reading is the question. So this is a pretty tough one because it's so like open, and I feel like spontaneously like any Kristen Hanna book would be a 5-star prediction for me, but as I mentioned, I'm not gonna do that right now. I might pick another historical fiction or maybe like literary fiction. Let me just check. Right, so I picked out 2 books that would be 5-star predictions for me, mostly because of other people's reviews and the genres they are. The first one being Homegoing by Yaa Gyasi, and this one is a historical fiction about like slavery in Africa, I believe. And I've seen like some Dutch YouTubers talk about this. I'm really rating this very highly. So I think I would love this, especially since I have had a lot of like good 5-star reads when it comes to historical fictions. And then I also picked out Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin, which I still have not read. I feel like at this point everyone knows what this is about, but I'm pretty sure it's about like 2 friends who kind of like create video games together, and it says that it's the story of Sam and Sadie. It's not a romance, but it is about love. And I've just heard so many good things about this, but it is almost 500 pages. But I do think that I want to take a little bit of a break this month from historical fiction, so I'm gonna pick Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin for my 5-star prediction. Let's get straight into prompt number 3. Lowest rated. Oh no. I think I have a feeling of what that is. I do have like a physical TBR shelf on my Goodreads, so I will go in there and then sort that by lowest rated, because I do want to pick a book that I physically own. Sort by average rating. Let's see. Okay, the highest came up first, so I will just reverse and then we will see which book is the lowest rated on my physical TBR. Yeah, I knew it. The Baby Dragon Cafe. Let me go get it. So the lowest rated book on my physical TBR is The Baby Dragon Cafe. I picked this up a while ago and just thought the cover looks cute. I'm so excited to read it. I think it will be a cute little quick read. Prompt number 4. Yellow cover. Right, do I have any of those? I found 2 books with yellow covers that I have not read yet. The first one being The Forgotten Book Club by Kate Story. This one is a book that I picked up when I was on Öland with my boyfriend a little bit ago, and usually when I'm in a bookstore with him, he, like when we are out of town, he likes to pick out a book that he thinks looks nice or that he thinks that I would like. He is not a reader himself, but I think that's really cute, so I usually end up getting that as like a memory of the trip as well. So this one was a book that he picked out. And this one is, I think it will be pretty heartwarming. It's about Grace, who had a husband who really had a passion for books and who had his own like book club, I guess. And then when he passes away, her grandson suggests that she should join his old book club to feel closer to him again. So yeah, I mean, it will probably be very heartwarming, very heartbreaking as well. It is only 300 pages, so that is a good one, but I think that I'm going to go for the other option, which is Daisy Darker by Alice Feeney. Alice Feeney is my all-time favorite thriller author, and I cannot believe that I have not read this book yet, and obviously the cover is very yellow. I have no idea what this is about, and I don't think I will read the blurb because I want to go into it blindly, but this one is one of her books that I've heard really good like reviews about, at least by my friends. So I am beyond excited to get into this one. I have been craving another Alice Feeney book, so this one will be on my February TBR as well. We have 2 prompts left. I'm hoping to get my book club book in there as well, but we will see. Prompt number 5 will be book with hands or eyes on the cover. You know what, we could make this actually pretty easy and do the next book in the Shatter Me series, because that one has an eye on the cover. I've been listening to those books as audiobooks, so I could just listen to the next one, which is, let me check, Restore Me is the next part that I have to read. So yeah, let me just put Restore Me on the TBR, because obviously that one has an eye on the cover. Okay, perfect, we got an audiobook in there as well. Which means that we are going on to the last prompt for this TBR. And that is a book published before 2000. I think I will have to do some research on this one. So the only book that I can spontaneously come up with that is published before 2000 is The Secret History by Donna Tartt. And the thing is, like, when I went through this now, it doesn't look that thick, like compared to Daisy Darker, which is like a quick little thriller, for example. However, the pages are Bible thin, so this is actually 600 pages. Over 600 pages. But yeah, I mean, I do also have Pride and Prejudice on there, but I do not feel like reading like an actual classic this month. I probably have more books, but I don't feel like going through them all right now. So, The Secret History for a book published before 2000. and I don't know what this is about. It's a New England college. I mean, I'm guessing it's like a dark academia kind of vibe. It is a modern classic, as I said. Yeah, I don't know. I've heard a lot of good things about this, but I think it will also take a while to get through it, so we shall see how this one goes. But we are putting it on the TBR. And then I do also have to mention the book club book, because I did not manage to put it on there. But I do have to get this one read as well, of course, and that is Heartless by Marissa Mayer. I have not read this yet, and I feel like everyone has. This one is a Queen of Hearts retelling, and I'm pretty sure it is YA. I feel like everyone read this like back in high school or something. But yeah, so it is a fantasy, and it was Nikki's pick for our book club, and I'm very excited to get this read as well, actually. I'm very curious to see what like her story is before she kind of becomes the villain. So yeah, I don't know that much more about this one either, but I obviously know kind of like a little bit about the Queen of Hearts from the stories about Alice. So that will be the last book on my February TBR. So that means that this is the final TBR for the month of February, and I am actually beyond excited about this one. I feel like we picked a lot of really good books. I was hoping to finish off a little bit more series, but I only picked one that is actually a continuation of a series. But that's okay. I will maybe end up reading some anyway. But yeah, I did get some fantasy in there, which I have been craving. I did also get some litfic in there, which I always love, and a very anticipated thriller. So I think this will be a very good reading month, and if you want to know how it went with all of these books, don't forget to tune in for my next TBR video there, where I will put up like a little template as well, which books I ended up reading, and then I think at the end of March I will do a quarterly wrap up. So there I will be reviewing all of the books that I've read the first quarter of the year. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like, and if you enjoy watching me, don't forget to press that subscribe button, and I'm hoping to see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.